Hi guys, and thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited because we just got James's slow motion camera for his project delivered, and we're practicing on it with this video. So this is the very first one that we've made. So we just have our whole setup and we're gonna see how it looks. So I'm really excited to get to do a little book review for you guys to see how the camera looks. So I hope it looks beautiful for you guys and enjoy. For those of you that have joined the book club and read Looking for Alaska, I'm really sorry because last Saturday we were supposed to talk about it, but I couldn't get my Wi-Fi to work because I've been having to use my cell phone and the hotspot gets messed up. So we're going to be doing that this coming Sunday at the same time so that we can all get to talk about it. The first book that I want to talk about is I guess I would call it a biography of Kevyn Aucoin, who was a very popular and famous makeup artist, probably the most famous makeup artist, who passed away not too long ago. It has a lot of beautiful photos of his makeup. I really like this type of book because I love learning about the fashion industry during the 90s or the 80s. He was a really big part of that, and he did makeup for some of the most important campaigns and worked with some of the most important people. He was extremely talented and his work is very, very beautiful, and he published several books of his own which were recommended by the Pixie Woos, which have a lot of really beautiful photos of his makeup and you can learn a lot from. So this one has his makeup as well, but it talks about his life, which I didn't really know anything about, and I was so glad that I just sort of spotted this on the library shelf, and I knew that I had wanted to learn a little bit about him, but I really loved it because he taught himself makeup basically. He loved it from when he was a young kid, and so he just pursued it no matter what, and he was always drawing and sketching and then practicing makeup on his mom and his sisters and all other people, and he fought through a lot of prejudice because he grew up gay in the South, and so he really just decided that he wanted to have this life and he just made it happen, and he just kept going. Even once he became a makeup artist, he just had to become the very best. But also the way that he seemed to touch everyone that he ever worked with, remembered him so well, and were so touched by him because he seemed to always pay attention to people and talk to them and listen really well. And he would, when he would do makeup, he would let you lay on the floor on a pillow, which I think is awesome, and I wish more makeup artists would do that because that sounds so nice because you can relax your face. I recommend this book if you want to know more about his life. Some of it wasn't as good as, or like as in-depth as I was expecting, but it has a good overview and a lot of really beautiful pictures. He took selfies before there were even phone cameras, so he always had his Polaroids with him and he always took pictures with everyone that he worked with. So he has some really cool candid photos of Cindy Crawford and Janet Jackson and just all kinds of people that are really interesting. So that is an interesting little side note to it if you're interested in artists and celebrities. What struck me about the story of Kevyn was that it seems like if he would have been alive when it would have been everyone with YouTube coming up like how it is now and all the makeup artists that are here, I definitely think it would have been his thing because he always practiced at home no matter what, no matter if he had a job as a makeup artist or when he was a kid or whatever, he was always just working on his own to make it better, and he just loved it so much. It seemed like he lived and breathed it, so that's why he got better, which I think is a really great message, just to keep practicing and just to get yourself there. There is first sort of a biography section, and then there is a section where other people who are famous who he knew talk about him, and it also has quotes from him about them, which I thought was interesting because it's nice to look into the lives of these people because he was in such an interesting time with a lot of people that you may have read about before or looked at a lot of pictures of. I thought those sections were interesting, but I also wondered if they were all true or if there were any just divas that would just lie and say he was their best friend. One other interesting thing was that he was so popular that all the supermodels would have to wait in line for him backstage during runway shows. So even Naomi Campbell, who's like the most famous lady for being a diva, said she would never mind waiting in line for him. I am disappointed that he's not around, although he would be an even bigger superstar now, but I can dream that he would also make YouTube videos and we would all get to learn from him right here, which I think would be awesome. But it does make me also remember that there are a lot of really amazing people that are sharing all of their expertise with us right now on YouTube about makeup and lots of other things, and we can actually learn from them now, whereas before we could only read about them and see the makeup that they did on the stars. So I think that's pretty awesome, and we're really lucky, and we should all go watch millions more of YouTube videos. That's the moral of that story. The second book, which I'm actually not finished with, but I'm about 4/5 of the way through, is Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, which actually James picked up from the library to read about, but I had to look at it because I love this movie, which you guys might remember had Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, and they were sisters who were witches. And so this is the book that film was based off of, and I am really enjoying it. I'm speeding through it. This story is primarily about sisters of all different ages and the relationships that can be between two sisters. So I love reading about it because I have really special relationships with my sisters. And it's about strong women in interesting situations, getting through their lives the best that they can and using their own resourcefulness. But I really like the writing that's in this. It's not too complicated, but it's beautiful, and she has some really beautiful descriptions of things. And she definitely hits the nail on the head sometimes for the way that sisters are to each other. So this one I would recommend if you have seen the movie or if you haven't. It's not exactly the same at all. So that was a pleasant surprise to me, because I got to read a lot more in-depth into the lives of the people that I had already seen on screen, and it goes a lot more into the lives of the younger daughters, so I thought that was really interesting. It's especially a good book for this time of year since it's fall, and I started reading it before Halloween, so it's a good sort of spooky and magical read if you're interested in that sort of thing. Well, that's it for now. I really hope you guys like these short little book reviews. Please let me know any other books that you would be interested in seeing, or if you've read these, what you think about them. I'd love to hear your ideas. I'm also going to definitely pick up some of Kevyn's books of his own, because I really want to have some of those, but not from the library, because I want to look at them and bend them up and highlight them and everything like that. So thank you so much for watching. Please come to my book club discussion this Sunday, I promise. I'm so happy because I passed 7,000 followers on YouTube before my birthday, just like I wanted to. So thank you so much, guys. It's so awesome. If you aren't a subscriber, help me get to 8,000 by clicking subscribe. And if you are already a subscriber, you're amazing, and you're amazing even if you aren't. And go down into the info box and check through my other links. There's a lot of cool stuff, so I want you guys to see it, and I will talk to you later. So have a good night.